I'm reviewing Austra's Future Politics.
I live in a city full of people I don't know. People riding highways from the workplace to the home.
Singer and songwriter Katie Stolmanis has a voice that is both authoritative and beguiling. Though Canadian, it has always struck me as Germanic. For both cliched reasons, she sounds like she could reclaim the Sudetenland by just demanding it, and because there's a lot about her and her music which recalls 1980s group Propaganda. As with their actual German forerunners, what defined Toronto's Austra from the start was a careful balance of close-fitting electronic sounds, driving the autobahn at a steady clip rhythm, and Stolmanis been dispassionate on the surface, but more than hinting at intense emotions underneath, with that voice that sounds equal parts operatic and stern. Album number 3 finds Stolmanis still holding your head and heart in her hand with that voice. The songs still work as steady, though rarely these days danceable propulsion, which puts its emphasis on machinery rather than warm bodies. And lyrically, it spreads its coverage from the interpersonal to both the broader political and the environmental. It's pretty good, but it doesn't have the grandeur most notably displayed on the 2011 debut Feel It Break, nor the commanding chill which that album also offered. It's electronic pop with a serious intent but not a serious edge. In other words, rather than demand your attention, Austra, which is Stolmanis' middle name incidentally, have fallen back into the pack of people asking you to listen. And you don't need to be a national cliche to know that asking won't get you anywhere near as far as demanding. You invading the Sudetenland with Austra, Danielle?
That seems like a loaded question. I don't know what to say, yes or no.
When did you stop beating your wife? No.
I loved this album, if that's what you're asking me. Is that what you're asking me? I loved this. I think you got the record of the week again. It's a good thing I'm not in that AMP judging panel with you, because we'd have some fisticuffs. Yeah. I thought this was great. I love this kind of mix of, you know, like sort of Florence and the Machine meets Björk. It's just this really nice melting. Her voice is incredible. But what I really liked is the idea that they're making a sort of a political album, but they're not really being blatantly political. It's almost like they're expressing this idea of transcending what we're sort of going through. And I like that, because I want to transcend it, but through the use of sort of technology. And I think that's a really interesting philosophy and one that's been sort of explored in other areas. Like, I don't know if anyone here saw that TV show, The OA, which was a Netflix TV show, but it explored this whole idea of sort of transcendence and moving between dimensions. And that's sort of what I feel like they're sort of trying to do with this record. And this is where I feel like music should be going and what music should be doing, because nobody wants to live in this world anymore.
I think her voice can be quite divisive, because I don't actually like it. I don't like it over the space of an album. I couldn't do an entire album. But you mentioned Florence and the Machine, and I kept thinking, there are Florence-like elements to her voice, but I find Florence Welsh much easier on my ear anyway. But I also found it quite cold musically. Probably a little bit too cold for me, again, for an entire album. Yeah. Like, there were songs, moments which I really liked, but...
Again, I think that's part of their structure.
I'm sure
there's always been an element of them which is cold, which I've quite liked, because it's chilly but not off-putting for me. But I can see, and I know people who can't stand her voice because of that, because it sounds distant and cold.
Stern, like you said.
And stern.
Well,
I think it's pretty good, not their best, but I'm giving it a solid 3.